Hi everybody, I'm here with my mom and my sister, and we thought we would answer some of y'all's top questions because you guys are very curious to know more about them. So I thought I would share. But we are going to play a game to start it out.
And we're playing games because Mariah and I love games.
That's a joke, that's a joke. They hate
It's our
games.
least favorite thing.
I don't like games either. Anyways, okay. So you're going to point, or I'm just gonna move my arms because I can't point. But we're going to point at who
It's
it
like
is.
most likely to. Or
You know what I mean? You know what I
okay.
mean?
Who's
Yeah.
the
Okay.
most?
So
Okay.
the funniest. Is that what I'd say? Who are you pointing to?
You.
I would say my mom.
I am definitely the funniest.
I would say I'm the funniest, but
I would say-
I didn't point myself. I was giving you an extra point.
Definitely Makayla.
No, I think you're pretty funny. Okay, the loudest.
Yeah, that's definitely my mom.
Yeah, actually point. The messiest.
Before the accident, Makayla, but now.
Before the
Yeah,
accident,
before the
Makayla.
accident, me. But now I like have
Now
to
the
be like in
responsibilities
order.
are on me, so I would be the messiest.
Yes.
And my mom's a professional organizer. We'll get more into that, but it's definitely not her.
I am not messy.
Most stubborn.
Mariah.
Yeah, definitely Mariah. And that's that's a negative connotation right there. Let's just be honest.
Yes, I
It's
feel
good.
bad for her future husband.
I know.
Well, okay. Takes the longest to get ready.
Mariah.
I would say Mariah as well. I don't really care that much, and my mom like gets ready pretty quick.
Yeah.
And Mariah is big on her appearance and everything. Look at her right now. Anyways, and so spends their money on something stupid.
Mariah.
I would say myself.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Makayla, so yes.
Yes, definitely Makayla.
Yes.
Like
I was thinking
Before
yeah.
the accident, she would buy the ugliest little thrift stuff,
in her opinion.
in my opinion.
And
And
I would-
she likes,
She just buys random.
she
things.
buys random stuff and
Okay.
keeps everything.
Yeah. I like things. I like things. Most likely to become a CEO. That was kind of
Makayla.
Makayla.
me. I think definitely.
Yes.
She said that since she was like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like being the boss. Who's going to get married first?
Me.
Mariah.
Yeah, Mariah. Out of the three of us.
Yes.
Yeah, Mariah. Last to gonna get
Well,
married.
Me.
I would say
I don't know. I don't know. It
Makayla's
just
changed a lot, so.
Yeah.
Mariah just said that she has to get married before I do.
I said she can't get married twice before I get married, so
Yes.
we made a deal that
We did
she
make
has
a
to
deal.
wait until I get married.
Yes.
Most likely to go to jail.
Me.
My mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's feisty girl.
Yeah, she's a rule breaker.
I do, yes. Yes.
What's the rule we've lived by and grown up with?
Rules are meant to be broken.
Yes, they are. And
That one didn't stick in my brain.
it didn't.
No.
No, that's
Mariah's-
like a major.
That's Makayla and I. Makayla and I don't like to be told what to do.
No, it actually.
I don't
Pisses
like
us
to
off.
be told what to do,
Infuriates
but
me.
I will follow the rules.
It depends on like where I am and what I'm doing and who I'm with. That sounds bad, but like I like respect rules and everything. But like if I don't like it or like someone tells me what to do, oh my gosh, boils
gonna-
of the
yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
She's gonna do the opposite, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you tell me to do something, I'm not gonna do it. That sounds really bad. But
It
like,
does sound bad, and unfortunately she gets that quality from me.
yeah. But like
So.
my mom is like, you need to do homework, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do homework.
And
Like,
now,
you need to clean your room, and I was like, I was about to clean my room, but now that you told me I have to clean my room, I don't want to do it.
and now the big one is drink water. She really gets pissed when we say that.
Yeah.
Because a whole lot of bad things can happen to her body if she doesn't drink enough water.
Yeah.
Simple
So.
solution.
Yep.
Simple solution. It's,
All right.
it's a work in progress. I think we're good.
Yeah,
now.
let's
I think
start it.
So, what was it like seeing me for the first time after my accident? Mom, do you want to start?
In the ER, probably.
In the ER.
Or you saw her
Well,
on
yes,
the scene.
Yeah, on the scene. It was really, I said this before, I can't even put it into words because she was just laying there and nothing, I mean, her body and everything looked fine. But then, you know, when they said that she broke her neck, it was just hard to like comprehend that
Yeah.
when your body and everything still looked fine and she was still joking. I mean, like the first thing she said to me was like, Mom, I'm gonna be fine. And even in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, like she was joking, you know, with everybody in there about things. Like she wasn't upset and she was keeping everybody else calm. So it was hard to really, you know, comprehend that the injury was as severe as it was.
Serious, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the first time I saw Makayla after her accident was in the ER, and I was a mess, and my mom came and she was like, okay, Mariah, you have to pull yourself together, like you can't go back there till you stop crying. She's like, Makayla's so happy and she's not upset, so I don't want you to go in there upset. So I pulled myself together and I went in, and Makayla was listening to Tame Impala, and she was just telling me funny stories that happened in the ambulance and just laughing, and yeah, she was so happy, and it like, I was like, okay.
She just kept saying, I mean,
weird.
seriously, the whole time she just kept saying,
Yeah.
I know everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah, she was like, it's
I'm
okay,
go-
Mariah. She's like, I'm okay. I'm like, I know you are.
She's like, I know I'm not gonna walk again, but it's okay. I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, she already knew, like, and,
Which I think was like kind of good. Like we'll still be talking like today, and I'll learn something that like I said or we talked about, because I don't remember much in the ICU like at all. But I guess when I don't remember when they like came in and like officially told me, but
they
like I
told her-
already knew.
Yeah, the doctors
Like I knew
came
when I
in a
had
few
the accident.
days after her accident, after her surgery, to like tell her, but she already knew.
What'd I say? Okay, did I start crying?
I don't remember, but we were really anxious about
Yeah.
them
I'm
coming
sure.
in, because you hadn't like voiced it to us that you like 1000% knew exactly what was happening. So we were really nervous for that. And then Mom texted me and she's like, she's fine.
Yeah.
She already knew. But we
Again.
we knew you knew, but
Again,
No.
Makayla has taken everything, I mean, just amazing. Like she has taken it way better than all of us have. So,
Which is kind of weird, you know.
crazy.
Do you ever feel like it's just all too much to bear? I can start, I guess. Sometimes, yeah, a lot. It's so much, and all of it is so new, and there's so many medical things, and there's just so many things. It's a whole new world, basically. So there are points where you bottle it up, and then it gets to a point, and you have a huge breakdown, you know. But I think that's, I don't know. When people ask me about it, I'm like, that's how life is, you know. There's things that you get so anxious about and then you explode, you know. It's like, I feel like it's no different. It's just about different things now. So like before it was about like school and like cheer and, you know, just different things. And now it's just about like medical and physical things.
Yeah, I think when we learn something new on how to take care of Makayla, it's really like a lot. Like the other, like almost a week ago, we learned how to cath Makayla, and that was just like, how are we gonna do this? But I just look back and I'm like, look how much we've already done. Like when we came out of rehab, me and my mom were stressing about all of this on us, but it just became part of our life, and now we just wake up and we do it, and we don't even think about it twice.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, all of that. It is, as a mom, extremely stressful. Just the thought of trying to do everything and hold it all together and put on a brave front for Makayla and Mariah and stuff. But yeah, it's just a lot, like, because I do all the medical stuff except for a couple things that Mariah's just learned this last week, because I just needed her help because I'm trying to work and all of that. So I can't be here all day during the day. So it is, and it's heart-wrenching sometimes to just see like Makayla where she's at, you know, because it was really hard. I had like a week that I really mourned the loss of who Makayla was before the accident, and all of her dreams and our dreams together, you know. But once I went through that week mourning, I have found myself in a much better place, and like I've accepted the accident, and we have new dreams together, and she has new dreams, and so that's exciting to like look forward to.
So the next question says, has your and Mariah's relationship changed, or have y'all always been this close?
So we've always been super, super close. We were never really like other sisters. We never fought, or there was never a time in our life that we didn't get along. So we've always been like best friends. Now it's just definitely a different role. I'm her caretaker now, so we're extra close, I would say. We're with each other basically 24/7, and
yeah, it's crazy. I think like Mariah said, we've always been so close and never really been like other sisters, or at least what it seems like. But now that I'm like not at school right now, I'm doing online school, and Mariah's not at school, we're together all the time. And
which really we don't like.
I mean, we bicker like
yes.
everybody.
Yes,
Everybody
or we get
bickers.
annoyed with each other. If you're with someone 24/7, you're gonna get annoyed with them.
Yeah.
But
It's
we
just like the little things,
the
you know?
little things drive us insane.
But
we just have some alone time,
Yeah.
and then we're literally come back together and we're like, okay, let's hang out.
or it'll be like,
Literally fun.
okay, I need food, and then you get
Yeah,
food,
it's
and then
like,
you're
don't
like,
talk to me, I'm really hungry right now, give me 5 minutes.
I think just like for all of us, I'm speaking for all of us, but like literally just communication, like, hey, like when you do that really pisses me off, like please don't do that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay.
Yeah,
And
we've
that
gotten a
is-
lot
And then we just
better
like
about
respect
that.
each other, you know?
Yeah, and that is the biggest thing with us, and I think the reason that we are so close is because we're honest with one another and we share our feelings. And if there is something that, like I tell the girls all the time, like if there's something I'm doing, please tell me, because I want to fix it rather than you be annoyed by it.
And have to like bite your lip,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Or bite your tongue or whatever.
Like people that know me know that I am real and I don't do, there's no fake me, so.
What you see is what you get.
Yes, yes, and that's how our relationships are too,
Definitely.
you know.
And me and Makayla we're 5 years apart. I know we look
Everybody
like
thinks we're the
twins.
same age, or I don't have any makeup or anything on right now, but
I know.
like when we both have makeup on or when neither
We
of us
look
have
the
makeup
same
on, everybody thinks, a lot of people think I'm older than her.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny.
that, but I am 21. I look 15, but it's okay.
All right, the people want to know, who is Jen Love and Mariah Noble?
Okay, so a lot of people have been wondering, like, did I drop out of school, or do I have a job, or what's happening in my life? So basically, I went to school to be an esthetician, and I graduated a month before Makayla's accident. I graduated at the end of August. So right before her accident, I was in a time that I just finished school, and I was waiting to take my tests to become licensed. So I didn't have a job. I couldn't even look for a job yet. So I was literally, like, it's just crazy how everything works out. And during that time, I had nothing. So then I was able to be in the ICU with Makayla every day for a month, and then go to Houston and be at rehab with her every day for another month. So when Makayla came home from rehab, me and my mom were co-caregiving, and period. And so she wasn't working at the time. I wasn't licensed yet, so I wasn't working either. So we did everything, and then after, I would say like a month or two, my mom decided that she needed to go back to work so she can take care of us. And so we just had a discussion, and she was like, do you want to take care of Makayla when I'm at work, or do you want to go do your own thing and we can hire a nurse? And I was like, no, I want to take care of Makayla. So that's what I do. I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out with Makayla all the time? Like, but anyways, so that's what I do. I take care of Makayla so that my mom can work. She will explain her job here in a second, but she only works like 3-4 days a week. So it's me and Makayla during that time. And then when my mom is home, it's us three.
It's us three, the dream team. But, so who is Jen
so
Love?
my mom will explain.
Okay, well, I am a professional organizer. And I love my job. Yeah, so anyways, so yeah, like Mariah said, we are, or Max said, we are the dream team. I am so thankful for Mariah because like I can have everything set up here at the house and have everything that she needs to take care of Makayla while I'm gone, and then when I come home, we kind of work together with everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the reason I decided to go to work instead of Mariah is because I started my own business what, maybe 4 months before Makayla's accident. And I love what I do. It brings me so much happiness. And anyways, so I had already established that, and I was in the middle of 3 jobs when Makayla's accident happened. And those people were amazing and said that they would wait for me to come back. So when the time was right, I went back and I was just gonna finish those 3 jobs and not go back because it was so overwhelming. But it just brought me so much happiness, and it allowed me to have a little me time.
Yeah.
And I found that I was a much better mother when I could go and do that. And also I needed to work to make money for us. So it was just, it was the right thing for us.
Yeah, it was definitely the right thing. I think before our mom went back to work, like all of us just, again, if you spend too much time with anybody, it doesn't matter who they are, like they're gonna annoy you. And all 3 of us were just like, not butting heads, but we were kind of all butting heads, and just, we didn't have roles within each other. And it just like, it wasn't healthy for us 3. And we knew like something needed to change, so.
Because it was just like a confusing place we were in, because obviously she's the mom, we're the daughters, but then I like kind of stepped into the role that like I have to also kind of be a mom to Makayla because I'm taking care of her. So then it was just like weird roles, and we were just trying to adjust to that. Yeah. But I think we've gotten it down, and we kind of all understand our place and stay in our lane. But yeah.
And I think the biggest thing too is that's helped us get here is, you know, counseling.
Yeah.
The 3 of us go to counseling together, and that's been huge, helping us with boundaries and all of that.
Yeah, we had to set a lot of boundaries, and then after we did that, it's been good.
Yeah, and I think just the main thing is communication and respect. You know, like I respect so much what Mariah is doing, and I know Makayla respects what both of us are doing. And yeah, Mariah
don't respect me.
Mariah is way better than having a nurse here that I would have to explain things to, and you know, because I know that besides myself, nobody's gonna love and take care of Makayla as much as Mariah does.
Right. Yeah. And I think Makayla would rather hang out with me than the nurse.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, that's the game plan right now.
Yes.
And then as soon as Makayla starts school in the fall, I'll get a job during the day. So.
And what's your job gonna be, Mariah?
Yeah, what I said I'm gonna be a esthetician. So.
Woo! Yeah!
And she's amazing.
Yeah!
Makayla and I are really blessed to have facials here. So.
And lashes that need to be done right now, ASAP Rocky.
So a lot of questions have been about our family and our relationships. And we try to keep the update page just about Makayla and her recovery. But I know Makayla has said once before, but I will address, our parents are divorced. They got divorced last June or July or whatever, or this past summer.
Yeah. Sorry, that was loud.
They got divorced this past summer. And so us 2 girls live here in an apartment together. My dad has his own apartment, and then our brother Connor, he lives in Oklahoma City. He's 23, and he has his own job up there and his own life. So he does come and visit us often and help us out as much as he can.
He is amazing.
He is amazing.
Yes.
But he does not live in Texas, so yeah.
That's that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I get that everybody's like super interested, like you feel like you know us, and like are friends with us, which is awesome. Like we feel like that too. But you know, anybody's life, you don't want to put everything on the internet because people are gonna judge everything. But I think being as transparent as possible, but also keeping some for ourselves.
The divorce and stuff is new to all of us, as well as sharing everything online is new. So not share that part of her life on the internet.
And it is very recent though. It got finalized while I was like in the ICU, which is like kind of crazy. Like usually a divorce is like one like major event that happens in like a kid's life, and like that's like the biggest thing. And then like my event happened, and then they both happened like at the same time and intercrossed with each other. So it's just like there's been so many life changes and so many crazy things that have happened in these past 6 months that we're just trying to figure it out as we go and like do the best possible we can.
Yes.
But yeah, being as transparent as possible.
Kevin has joined.
This is Kevin. She's the queen of the house.
She
actually.
is the queen of the house.
She runs this show.
And we all love and adore her.
So what has been your favorite moment since the accident?
Me?
Makayla coming home.
Yes,
yeah.
that was like the best.
For me, there's two things. Okay, so one was I had a trach, as you can see my scar, and they put a speaking valve like in it, and so I had to like relearn how to talk through my throat and not like my mouth. And so that took a while, but like the first time I was able to actually like speak through it and like you could hear me a little bit, it took a lot of energy, but I was able to figure it out. And so my mom wasn't there and I was in rehab, and so I was like, can I call my mom? Like I wanna talk to her, because I haven't talked to her in like weeks. And so I got to like call her, and I was like, hi mom. Like it was very faint,
like
you know.
whisper.
It was very faint, but I was like able to talk to her for like a minute, and then I was like out of breath and like so tired. But I think that was definitely my favorite memory.
And that was so hard when she couldn't talk. Like being in there every day trying to communicate with her, and it was just through blinking. And that is when, of this whole process, that is the one time that you showed the most frustration, is when she couldn't talk and we were like having to spell things out to her to try to figure out the words that she was wanting, and she'd get so frustrated.
And I think the funniest, like the most ironic thing out of all of it is, like at school for my language, I took ASL, American Sign Language, and I had like 2 years under my belt. Like I could communicate in sign language, and I wouldn't say I was really good at it, but I was like,
You were good at
decent. I was pretty good at it. And I just thought it was so funny because I was like, oh, like I can't talk, okay, that's fine, I'll just use sign language. And then I was like, crap, like my fingers don't work like that. That's it. But I was like, it just sucks, because I was like, ugh. And so yeah, that was so frustrating. But when I was able to talk and communicate with my mom and everybody, that was like super cool.
Yeah.
And then when I could eat again for the first time after weeks, that was like my favorite thing. That was definitely something. And
What about you,
of
Mariah?
course.
Makayla's got to do a lot of cool things since her accident. So I think just being along for the ride and getting to see her do all those things. Like she just did meet and greets for cheer competitions, and she got her own day in Prosper, which is the town we live in. And she got to go to Jingle Ball and meet the D'Amelios, and just crazy things like that we never thought would have happened. But just
I spoke in the NCAA arena.
Yeah, she spoke in the arena.
Dallas Convention
she
Center
has
arena.
a conference coming up with Sadie Robertson, like crazy things like that. It's just been awesome to watch.
Which is cool, but again, I tell people like it's come at a cost, you know. It's not something. These are none of the, like, these things probably would have never happened before my accident. And it's like they're very cool, but again, it's like it's at a cost. So it's like,
but you're not getting all these things just because you broke your neck and you're in a wheelchair. You're getting them because you're so positive and how you're dealing with it.
thanks, Kenny. But yeah. It's not the accident that's leading me to these things, it's my response to it.
Yes, definitely.
Which is pretty cool.
Yes. Are you doing anything fun for your 6-month anniversary?
So, my 6-month anniversary is this month. It's in 9 days. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It's on the 20th?
So crazy.
That's, yeah, the 20th of March. Had to look at the calendar. And yes, I have something super cool that is coming out to y'all, and I love it and they love it, and we're all so excited about it. My friends and my family are so excited about it, and I can't wait to share it with y'all. But it's something that there's not gonna be a lot of them, and they're super unique and personal, and
People have been asking for them.
people have been asking since day one for them. So I'm super excited to release them to y'all, and it'll be something that is consecutive on the anniversary of my accident, to make it a happy day and not a day of like reflection, you know. So I'm super excited, but more info will be out
Next week.
Next week.
next week.
How do you balance authenticity and privacy when sharing your lives?
You wanna go first? Who wants to go?
Well, I just say it like it is. So I wouldn't say that I have a lot of privacy.
But you are very scared. You're very timid to put things on the internet.
I am not a social media person. I do not put my life out on social media. But the people that are around me, I just say it like it is, and there isn't much privacy.
Yeah.
So
also, she runs the Facebook and I run the Instagram. So if you DM Instagram, you're talking to me, because a lot of people DM and they like talking to you, but it's me.
And if you send me messages on Facebook, I'm horrible at checking them, because the last thing I want to do when I have a minute is sit down and the same thing. I feel really bad about like when we put a post on the page and people ask questions. I honestly don't have time to go and read all the comments. Like, I love that everybody puts comments, and I can never thank everybody enough for all the love and support, but I honestly don't have the energy to comment back. And it's not because I don't care. It's just, I don't have time.
And, but again, that's why we do these videos.
Yes.
So
Yeah, but anyways, when we do the posts every day, like obviously Makayla is sitting there telling us what about her day and what to say. So a lot of those things, like some people see those things as, oh, we're kind of exposing Makayla, but
exposed.
You know what I mean? Like we're
saying things that she wouldn't want us to.
Yeah, and but she's fine with it. Obviously we
we
wouldn't
would
post
never,
anything she didn't want us to, and there are things that we definitely keep offline. And just between us, but we like to be as like vulnerable and real as we can be, because again, people don't want to see every day, oh, Makayla had a great day, you know, all
like
this.
That's not the point, you know?
And it's not real. So when she's having a bad day, bad moment, we share it.
But again, I think like the online, I knew from the, like literally when we were in the ambulance, like of the accident, I was like, Mom, like we're gonna document this, like I want you to take pictures and videos and like all that stuff. And
like even in the ambulance, she was like, Mom, take my picture.
Yeah. She's like,
and I am like trying to comprehend everything that's going on, and she's like, no, we gotta, I'm gonna write a book about this.
Like this was all Makayla. It wasn't,
Yes.
she's in the ICU, like basically in a coma, and me and my mom were like, okay, we need to do this. Like this was all Makayla.
If it was up to me, I would have never started this.
Yeah.
But this is something that I want to share, and I really enjoy sharing it. And I feel like even when I like go back and look at the posts and stuff, it's like it really is like an online journal for myself, and I'm sharing it to the world. And I don't have a problem with that, because again, what you see is what you get. I'm not scared anymore, or I'm really getting a lot better at like being vulnerable, because there's so many things that I've seen that like we all struggle with, that like again, you feel so alone. But really, like we all struggle with so many things, and they might look a little different, but like the bigger picture is all the same. So I think that like, I don't know, it started as just like a journey. Like I wanted to look back on it, but it's really turned into this whole little community, which is really cool.
It's really cool, but
it is amazing. And I think that's the biggest thing with Makayla, is because so many people are so proud of who they are, like they're too proud to ask for help or to be vulnerable and say the struggles, and everybody has struggles. But I feel like that's been our biggest thing, is like when Mariah or Makayla or I are struggling with something, we have our people close to us that we can, you know, be honest with and share them, and it helps us to heal and move on. And that's why we don't get stuck in any one spot.
Yeah. I talked about that in my NCA speech, just about how it's so important to have your people, if it's 1 or 2 or 3 people that are just like your people and you're close with, and you can be vulnerable and share your feelings of what you're going through. You just have to have a few people, you know.
Yeah.
And through this whole thing, I have realized too that I feel like us 3 girls have always had a very unique relationship from the time that they were little. And so many moms would be like, oh my gosh, having girls are the worst, the teenage years and all of that. And I never had that with the girls. I mean, they never slammed their doors or I hate you or any of the stuff that the girls, you know, that girls go through when they're on their periods or whatever's going on. I mean, my girls have never had that. And we've always had this unique relationship that I have been blessed, that I feel so fortunate, you know, but I realize now that God has given us that relationship because of now what we're going through.
Yeah, it's crazy like to look back on the past like trials or like hard things that's been thrown our way, like how they prepared us for this moment. Like even like my parents' divorce, like being a few months, like okay, that was hard, but we got through it. So then like when we were given this problem, it was like, okay, well, we got through all of this, you know.
Yeah.
It's definitely led us to this moment.
And that's really how like we take it. Like people ask me all the time, like, how are you doing everything? And I'm like, I seriously have to just take one day at a time, because when I look long term, it is overwhelming and it's crippling. And I will crawl up in the fetal position and cry, you know, but when I do it one day at a time, and honestly, sometimes it's just one moment at a time, but it's just like you just take one thing at a time, and you just like put your head down and it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And it's like before you know it, you look back and it's like we're a week out and we're 2 weeks out, and like I can't believe we're almost 6 months out, and like where we're at. And I never would have thought.
Oh, if you would have told me you would have been doing this 6 months ago, I'd be like, no, you're crazy.
So my biggest advice, if you're watching this, if you're a teenager, if you're 40, 50, 60 years old, stop thinking about the future, or like worrying about the future. Because I was sitting there, 16-year-old Makayla, you know, in high school they ask you, where are you going to college, what do you want to do, like what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And I feel like just our society just stresses the future so much, and like puts so much pressure on you that you like forget, like I'm not there right now, like I'm in this current moment, and I like had my whole future planned out, and I had my life planned out the way that I thought it was going to go. And God was like, no, you're not gonna do that. Like, you're gonna do it my way, you know, my way is better, and you just need to trust in me. And I think that as hard as it is, and I still struggle with it too, but just don't get so wrapped up in the future, and just enjoy the current moment, because life is never gonna go the way that you plan it to, so there's no point in stressing so much, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, my advice is perfection.
That's a good one.
And I am very guilty of that, of trying to have everything look and be perfect. And I think that once you take that off the table, and there's so many times that people look through social media and you're like, oh my gosh, look, it's the perfect family, or she looks perfect, she has everything, or he has everything, you know? And once you take that off the table and realize that every single person and every single family has their issues, you know, and stop trying to be perfect, and just be you, and love and accept people around you. And I think if people would just stop trying to be perfect or have the appearance of being perfect, and just be in the moment and be with people that make you happy. And life is so much.
Enjoy every moment.
Enjoy every moment, yes.
That was really good, Mom. That is us in a nutshell. Thank you for all the questions. I know we kind of went all over the place, but I think we covered a lot of the hot topics that y'all have been asking. If you have any more questions, you can comment them down below, or ask or DM us, preferably the Instagram, because obviously my mom probably won't respond to Facebook.
I try to respond to Instagram,
but yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed learning a little